مصري بكل فخر.
نجاح هذه الانتفاضة لازم يكون ثورة، وثورة يمكن يونيك أو خاصة، إنها مش بس هتغير منظومة في مصر ولكن كمان في العالم العربي.
تهنئة للشعب المصري ولشباب مصر لنجاح ثورة من أعظم ثورات التاريخ، ثورة ملهمة وبيضاء، ثورة قامت على أسس حضارية لتغيير نظام بالكامل.
The people of Egypt have spoken, their voices have been heard, and Egypt will never be the same. The extraordinary potential of this generation to take flight. And I know that a democratic Egypt can advance its role of responsible leadership not only in the region but around the world. Egypt has played a pivotal role in human history for over 6,000 years. We saw protesters chant, Salmiya, Salmiya. We are peaceful, again and again. We saw a military that would not fire bullets at the people they were sworn to protect. And we saw doctors and nurses rushing into the streets to care for those who were wounded. Volunteers checking protesters to ensure that they were unarmed. We saw people of faith praying together and chanting, Muslims, Christians, we are one. And though we know that the strains between faiths still divide too many in this world, and no single event will close that chasm immediately, these scenes remind us that we need not be defined by our differences. We can be defined by the common humanity that we share. A generation that uses their own creativity and talent and technology to call for a government that represented their hopes and not their fears. A government that is responsive to their boundless aspirations. This is the power of human dignity, and it can never be denied. Egyptians have inspired us, and they've done so by putting the lie to the idea that justice is best gained through violence. For in Egypt, it was the moral force of nonviolence, not terrorism, not mindless killing, but nonviolence, moral force that bent the arc of history toward justice once more. And while the sights and sounds that we heard were entirely Egyptian, we can't help but hear the echoes of history. There's something in the soul that cries out for freedom. Those were the cries that came from Tahrir Square, and the entire world has taken note. Today belongs to the people of Egypt, and the American people are moved by these scenes in Cairo and across Egypt because of who we are as a people and the kind of world that we want our children to grow up in. The word Tahrir means liberation. It is a word that speaks to that something in our souls that cries out for freedom. And forevermore, it will remind us of the Egyptian people, of what they did, of the things that they stood for, and how they changed their country, and in doing so, changed the world.
Today has been a remarkable day, particularly for those people in Tahrir Square and elsewhere who have spoken out so bravely and so peacefully for change in their country. Egypt now has a really precious moment of opportunity to have a government that can bring the country together.
And I continue to monitor developments in Egypt. At this historic moment, I reiterate my call, made as recently as last night, for a transparent, orderly and peaceful transition.
Catherine Ashton offered assistance in securing democracy for the Egyptian people.
To those who are now charged with being the guardians of the transitional period, that we have high expectations that they will deliver for the people, and that the European Union will be there to offer its support. We have a lot of history, a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience in building democracy, and we offer that to the people of Egypt.
20 years of
Today is a day of great joy. We are all witnesses to an historic moment of change, and I'm happy with the people in Egypt, the millions of people on the streets. In their eyes you can see what power freedom can have, and I wish the people on their way toward a new society the same courage that they have already proven in the past days.
soul, the heart, the existence of the Egyptian revolution. Because this revolution is a profound revolution. We've seen it this week, the beauty of the revolution occupying Tahrir Square. So my message to David Cameron today is this. Don't lecture us about British values. I'm interested in Egyptian values. I'm interested in the values of the Egyptian revolution. Let's be absolutely clear. What every Muslim I talked to said in Egypt, what every Christian I said to talked in Egypt, what every socialist I talked to said in Egypt, what every trade unionist I talked to in Egypt said, this is a people's revolution against the plutocrats, the murderers, the torturers, the globalizers, the corporations. That's the revolution in Egypt. What incredibly brave people they are. What incredibly brave people they are. Organized so brilliantly. Because this revolution is a profound revolution. It can alter the whole imperial architecture of the Middle East. It can deal at one moment the single biggest blow that could be delivered to Islamophobia. It can give a beacon of hope to working people and poor people the globe over. So today, recommit yourselves, every last piece of energy, imagination, initiative, activity, everything for the Egyptian revolution.
After the revolution, it's not all celebration for the people here. A lot of them have come together and are actually cleaning up the area at Tahrir Square, which of course has seen a lot of violence. There's a lot of trash also there from people camping out the past days, and now they're cleaning up, and they say they believe that because they've now taken back their country, they want to make their country clean and nice so that everyone can enjoy it and so that they themselves can be more proud of their revolution. Fred Pleitgen, CNN, Cairo, Egypt.
حراك جديد يشهده الشارع المصري إذن يرجع الفضل فيه إلى الثورة التي جعلت من هؤلاء الشباب كنزا حقيقيا.
ميدان التحرير بقى قبلة لكل الشخصيات العالمية اللي بتيجي مصر. وزير خارجية النرويج راح النهاردة ميدان التحرير وعبر عن إعجابه الشديد وانبهاره بالثورة المصرية، وقال إن الشعب المصري أبهر العالم. وهذه حقيقة على فكرة مش صيغة مبالغة زي الصيغ اللي كانت بتستخدم قبل كده، لا، العالم بره شايف الثورة المصرية شيء مبهر، شايف الشعب المصري شيء خارج حدود الخيال، وده شيء رائع يعني. أعلن وزير النرويجي مساندته الكاملة لمطالب الثورة. ده كمان ده المرة الجاية يوم الجمعة هيروح ميدان التحرير، وإنه هيدعمها حتى تصبح مصر أكبر الدول الديمقراطية في العالم، أكثر من النرويج. ده الراجل ده مخلص جدا.
عقدت جامعة هوارد بالعاصمة الأمريكية واشنطن ندوة بعنوان المصريون يصنعون التغيير، تناولت أهمية الثورة المصرية واعتبارها ملهمة لدول المنطقة والعالم. هذا وقد رفعت الجامعة شعار كلنا مصريون، وطالبت بتدريس الثورة المصرية ضمن المناهج الأمريكية.
المصريون يصنعون التاريخ. تحت هذا العنوان عقدت جامعة هوارد بالعاصمة الأمريكية مؤتمرا أكدت فيه على أهمية تدريس الثورة المصرية للأجيال الجديدة من شباب الولايات المتحدة، ورفعت شعار اليوم كلنا مصريين.
أهم ما نستنتجه من الأحداث هو ما يمكن أن يصنعه الأفراد حينما يتحدون من أجل هدف واحد، كما فعل الأمريكيون في تاريخهم. وهناك توازي بين ما يحدث في مصر وما يحدث من مظاهرات في ولاية ويسكونسن والعاصمة واشنطن، فيجب علينا ربط كل هذه الأحداث معا.
من جهتها أعلنت الإدارة الأمريكية عن دعمها لانتقال مصر إلى الديمقراطية والمساهمة في إجراء انتخابات شفافة لتكون نموذجا يحتذى في منطقة الشرق الأوسط.
بلدنا في القلوب تخطفنا وتلعب بينا، ساعات الصدمة بتقوينا لو قدامنا مين، في غمضة عين تعدي المحنة وفجأة نلاقي روحنا نجحنا ونستاهل كده، أصل احنا من الآخر طيبين.
بكل التحية والإعزاز لأرواح الشهداء.
مصر بكل فخر